Laura, I didn't want them to. So I said that it was fine. I gave them their food, they closed the door, and that was it. Javier's story. One night, we had a big function, so we had some contractors. Contractors are people from a company that are sent to different hotels whenever those hotels need help. Anyways, Naomi, a contractor, and I were placing dirty plates close to the elevator to send them to the restaurant kitchen so the dishwasher can get them washed. I decide to take the elevator to ask the chef about the menu for the next day. The door of the elevator opens, and as soon as I put my foot in the elevator, I hear what sounds like a woman screaming. The scary part about this scream was that it wasn't a normal scream. It was one of those screams where it sounds like someone is getting tortured. I immediately run to the banquet kitchen and stay there for a while. Even though this happened a couple months ago, that scream will forever be stuck in my head.
Okay, so like I told you, I mean, even though there was no evidence, there was just stories, you imagine things, no? And you start like thinking, is that true? Might that be true? Is that an hoax? Okay. We love ghost stories. Everybody loves ghost stories.
Yes, of course.
Me dan miedo.
There is,
No,
I'm scared.
there is always something
no,
that
I'm not afraid of.
there is always, how can I say this? There is always something,
Delating?
yeah, something that attracts you, no? With ghost stories.
Yes.
That is normal. Okay, now we're going to watch the video for UFOs.
Teacher, just a minute. What is the meaning of spooked?
Spooky or spooked? Spooky.
Spooked.
Spooked. It has the same meaning as frightened. Es algo que te espanta, algo espantoso. Llamémoslo así. That is spooky.
Bumps.
Doubts?
Bumps. 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 B-U-M-P-S.
Bumps.
They're getting goosebumps, ¿no?
Ah,
They're getting goosebumps.
yeah, goosebumps.
¿No?
Se te pone la carne.
Ajá.
Te ponen la piel de
Sí,
gallina.
cierto.
Getting goosebumps.
Ponerse la carne de gallina. Goosebumps.
¿Cómo dijiste, Andy?
Te pone la piel de gallina, ¿no?
Yeah, goosebumps.
Ajá. Goosebumps. Okay.
Okay,
Thank
any other question?
No, teacher.
No?
No.
Now, another topic that we enjoy very much.
¿Ahora qué fue eso?
I don't know. It's just an announcement, isn't that? Okay. Another kind of stories that we love are UFOs. Everybody's always watching videos of UFOs or pictures or whatever, no? And the next video we're going to watch is about...
Jaime Maussan.
Yeah, exactly. It's about UFOs, no? So please watch the video.
They've been where no
Teacher, we can see the video.
gone before.
Ah, give me a
Welcome
minute.
to
Give me a minute.
Once I saw one.
Okay, here we go.
Me too.
We talk about it in a second.
They've been where no man has been before. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 most well-documented UFO sightings.
They move in stealthy secrecy. They are unidentified, alien, extraterrestrial, UFO.
Number 10, the Baltic Sea anomaly. Found 300 feet below the Baltic Sea's surface, this isn't an unidentified flying object, but when Swedish treasure hunters located this 200-foot round, 12-foot thick irregularity, it was definitely unidentified. Most experts suggest it's either rocks, a Nazi-era piece of equipment, or something equally man-made. Okay, it may not be alien, but you have to admit it looks like the Millennium Falcon. Number 9, the Belgian UFO wave. Can over 13,000 people be wrong? That's how many Belgians reported seeing a series of triangle-shaped lights in the sky on March 30th, 1990, after 6 months of similar, smaller-scale activity. F-16s chased whatever it was, but the UFOs were so fast and so unpredictable that it was impossible. Photos associated with this event were later discredited, but this remains one of the most well-documented UFO sightings ever. Number 8, the Phoenix Lights. In an eerily similar event, hundreds of Arizona, Nevada, and Mexico residents, including the Arizona governor, witnessed floating orbs of light and a V-shaped vehicle passing through the night sky. The resulting amateur video caused a media firestorm and fueled speculation. The military claimed the lights were simply flares they'd launched, but due to the light's precise formation, many were skeptical. Number 7, the Kecksburg UFO incident. What causes a fireball, sonic booms, grass fires, and dropping metal fragments? A meteor? A downed Soviet satellite? When whatever it was crash landed in Kecksburg, Pennsylvania, residents investigated but were stopped by an army barricade. Though officials reported that nothing was found, locals swore they witnessed the military leaving with a large acorn-shaped object on a flatbed truck. Number 6, STS-75, the Tether incident. For their tethered satellite system, NASA sends tethers into space for a variety of research-related reasons. However, this particular trial failed when the tether broke. But the event became famous with conspiracy theorists for what happened next. As seen in this video, a bunch of unidentified flying objects appeared near the tether. NASA called it space debris. However, some believe alien UFOs were caught on tape. Number 5, the Battle of Los Angeles. It's 3 months after the Pearl Harbor attack. It's 3 a.m. and a UFO is spotted flying near LA. The Army figures it's a hostile Japanese aircraft. They shoot 1,400 rounds of ammo into the sky and hit nothing. No debris was found, but several civilians did die from shock and friendly fire. The official explanation? Maybe a blimp, a weather balloon, or fighter planes, or maybe it never happened at all. Number 4, the Washington, D.C. flap. Radars recorded strange blips. Eyewitnesses described dazzling orange light. Once the flying saucers reportedly swarmed the White House, President Truman okayed a shoot-down order, but soon backtracked by submitting that the UFOs were actually mirages caused by temperature inversions. Eventually, the government-appointed Robertson panel suggested that more time be spent on debunking UFO reports altogether, rather than investigating them, which is why many discredit official government explanations even today.
Of this great mass of reports, we have been able adequately to explain the great bulk of them, explain them to our own satisfaction.
Number 3, the Kenneth Arnold UFO sighting. Roswell may be the hotbed of alien activity, but around the same time, Washington's Mount Rainier was in the headlines thanks to Kenneth Arnold's experience while flying nearby. He reliably detailed what he called flying saucers, or bright flashes of light traveling at unheard of speeds through the air. While the events were later corroborated by others, they were never proven. However, they did usher in the modern UFO era. Number 2, the Mantell UFO incident. This was when public perception towards supposed alien encounters shifted from a joke to something more serious. Skilled airman Captain Thomas Mantell was pursuing an unidentified white object spotted over Kentucky when, according to official reports, he crashed after running out of oxygen. Since this was possibly the first UFO-related human casualty, unsubstantiated rumors swirled that he'd been shot down by aliens and that his body was covered in strange holes. Number 1, Roswell. Roswell, New Mexico has been synonymous with conspiracy and aliens since strange debris turned up in the desert. Dismissed as a fallen weather balloon from the top-secret Project Mogul, the wreckage story re-emerged in 1978 when an eyewitness described wood-like substances that wouldn't burn, paper-thin metal that wouldn't dent, and unreadable symbols printed on the rubble. Conspiracy theorists took this as proof of a far-reaching government cover-up and the existence of aliens.
Something did crash. Something was recovered. Whatever was recovered, the government still has it in its possession.
Do you believe in aliens? Which UFO sighting do you find the most believable? For more top 10s about your favorite conspiracies, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Watch Mojo. All right, so that's the video about UFOs. So like I told you, everybody likes to talk about ghosts, and everybody likes to talk about UFOs, no? That is like something that everybody accepts, no?
Yes.
And people, or most of the people, like you told me, has had an experience, no?
Yes.
For example, I remember that, Ale, you told us the other day that you and your mother saw 3 strange things, very not so long ago. In where did you say? Did you see it?
No. What did you say?
Where did you see the lights, or what it was you see?
Ah, UFOs.
You told us the other day.
Above of Chacon.
Okay. What did you-
About 5 or 6 lights of UFOs.
Okay, and what did you think? Or what was your-
They were aligned or alineados.
Aligned, yeah, they were aligned. Aligned, yeah.
And suddenly disappear and return again and disappear again.
Okay, okay. For example, that's an experience, no? What about you, Andres? You say that you saw one too, no?
Yes, once I saw one.
Where?
How do you say? ¿Cómo se dice?
¿No?
Sobre el campo, o sea, de arriba de una cancha de fútbol.
Ah, all right. Over a football field.
Yes, over a football field. ¿Cómo se dice cerca de mi casa? Near my house.
Near my house. Near my house.
Yes, near my house. Almost 7 years ago. I was in my friend's house. In a friend's house, and we were playing video games until 4 o'clock in the morning, and then I went to my house at that hour. And when I was walking toward my house, I saw that an object over the field. Yes.
And how was the object you saw?
It was like I don't know. Do you know the dish? ¿Cómo se dicen esos platillos del dish?
The dish, a dish. Dish.
This, pero en color, in light blue color. Yes, and it ¿cómo se dice? It was shining. I don't know.
It was shining?
Yes, it was shining.
Did you have a chance? Okay, yeah, Ale, ask.
And then, well, I how do you say? I was getting goosebumps.
You felt you had.
And I run.
Yeah, obviously you were scared
from there, and but the next minutes I told them ¿cómo se dice? Debí haber tomado
You
una
were
foto.
abducted?
You should have taken a
should have?
photograph, no?
Yes, I should have taken a
Yeah,
photo.
Ale is asking if you were abducted.
Do you remember if you were abducted?
Abducted.
No, I don't remember.
Okay.
No, I don't remember. But the object was from uh, ¿cómo se dice que medía como 5 metros?
It was 5 meters wide.
Yes, it was 5 meters wide.
Wow, that was what an experience. What an experience. Okay, Altair, have you ever had an experience about watching something?
Aliens?
Or
Yes.
ghosts?
Aliens or
Or ghosts.
UFOs?
Or ghosts?
At least no. I have never seen.
You have never seen anything.
But
You have never seen
but
anything.
well, I have seen, but I have listened
Okay.
in my cousin's house. It was when I was a kid,
A child.
child. 6 years ago. No, 6 years ago, and my uncle say
Uh-huh.
That there was an panteon cemetery.
Uh-huh. Cemetery.
What do you say?
A cemetery.
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 Cemetery before. Como cemento. Cemetery
Yes,
before.
cemetery.
So when I was child, I thought, well, that is impossible. I say it.
Uh-huh.
I say it because for me, well, in science, I born until approximately 13 years. I have never seen or listened something like that. So when I
Come
went,
to my house.
Yeah. Yeah, someday we're going to go to Alice's house to listen and take pictures of ghosts and spirits.
Altejanas.
Yes, exactly.
well, I don't know. I had a brother when I child. He now he is died, but I think ¿cómo se podría decir que está así conmigo?
He's with me. He's around with me.
With me? Okay. He's with me, so I feel
You feel his
I
presence.
feel him like spiritual.
You feel his presence.
Yeah. I see him, I feel him. I hear him. Because he and me and I were together. Unidos, muy unidos.
Yeah, you were together. Yeah, you were united.
We're close.
You were very close. Exactly.
So it's the only experience about that.
If it's
I have.
another person, if it is not your friend,
It's not your friend.
sí,
Yeah.
¿qué tal si es otra
Are
persona
you,
y no es tu amigo?
are you afraid? Are you afraid?
No, it's my brother. Haha.
Ah, it's your brother.
But no, because well, I don't know. No soy un. ¿Cómo se llaman esos güeyes que sienten las energías? ¿Brujos?
Chamán?
You are not a spirit.
How do you say, no sé, chamán?
Shaman is the same in Spanish and English.
Okay. I'm not shaman, so I couldn't know that, but I think that I feel that connection with that person is a little in how do you say inexplicable
Unexplainable.
is a little unexplainable. So I don't know, it's complicated.
Okay.
I think that.
All right, very good, guys. So as you can see, you have experiences, no? Either with ghosts or with UFOs. Everybody, like I told you before we watched the videos, everybody has something to say about
You, teacher.
Well, I once saw lights on in the sky, but the person I was with told me that maybe there were satellites because I saw lights moving, and that person told me that maybe there were satellites. Not really, not really. I haven't had an experience like that, like the ones you had. No, never. And with ghosts, only in my grandmother's house. Sometimes we used to hear noises, we used to hear voices, but I mean, it never happened to me. My mother was very sensitive about that. My mother was sensitive. She used to experiment many things like that. She saw people, she saw shadows, she heard voices, but me, no, never. I have never in my life have experienced that. Okay, in the video about UFOs, the number one incident they talk about was the Roswell incident. Okay, so we are going to learn a little bit more about this incident. So please pay attention. This is we're going to do the reading and the discussing. Okay, so it says, warm up. What kind of information would you need to determine whether or not a news story is true? Tell me, what kind of information would you need to determine whether or not a news story is true? What kind of information do you need? Do you need pictures, videos? What do you need?
About UFOs, information from. Okay.
What information do you need for you to say, it's real? To believe.
Videos.
Sometimes manipulated, but I don't know, pictures, videos, statics, I don't know.
Okay, maybe. All right, very good. What were you saying, Andres? What were you saying?
I would need maybe pictures or a report by someone that know about how do you say? ¿Cómo se dice coordenadas o?
Coordinates.
About coordinates.
Latitudes.
or a military entrenamiento,
Training.
yes, or military training, or a police, someone that is or a scientist, if they if is a person that is reporting that, because they are good observers or trained observers.
Okay, very good. All right. What about you, Altair? What kind of information do you need to believe in something?
The same videos and pictures. People can say it. I think that's all, because well, depends on in the subject, because if subject is aliens, it's a little polemical, because there are many videos, but they are fake,
Okay, yes, of course, they are fake sometimes.
so it's complicated.
Okay.
I guess maybe I want a person worked en FBI and sí, FBI and ¿cómo se llama la otra?
CIA.
CIA, yeah. So maybe I could believe that.
Okay. Very good. Excellent. We are going to read and listen to an article about the Roswell incident. So please pay attention. If you have questions or vocabulary, as always, we check them at the end. So here we go.
Yeah.
The Roswell incident.
Read the article. Which details do you think are the most questionable or the least believable?
The Roswell incident. On June 25th, 1947, pilot Kenneth Arnold was flying a plane in the northwest of the US when he saw something strange. Objects that looked like plates or saucers flying across the sky like a small flock of birds. His story led to numerous other news stories in which people claimed to have seen similar unidentified flying objects, UFOs, or flying saucers. Shortly after, on July 8th, a secret military balloon crashed near Roswell, New Mexico in the Southwest. However, the local newspaper reported that a flying saucer had crashed, and the news media from all over demanded more information. Because the balloon was a secret, the military made an official announcement that the object that had crashed was just an ordinary weather balloon. No one questioned that story for more than 30 years until 1978. UFO lecturer Stanton Friedman interviewed a man who claimed to have seen something stranger than a weather balloon in the wreckage of the 1947 crash, and the story of a flying saucer was reborn. Although versions of that story differ, most people who believe there was a military conspiracy to hide the truth agree on these basic details. A flying saucer crashed near Roswell in 1947. And because it didn't want anyone to know the truth, the military kept the incident top secret and continues to do so today. However, many details have been added to the story over the years. 11 additional crash sites have been identified. While some people claim that alien beings from other planets must have been captured alive and imprisoned by the military in a secret location, others believe that aliens might have died in the crash and were most likely being kept frozen for research. Roswell conspiracy fans meet at annual conferences to debate the various versions. The military eventually admitted that it had been a secret military balloon. However, Roswell experts claim to have interviewed hundreds of witnesses who say they saw evidence of a flying saucer, proving, therefore, that the conspiracy theory must be true. B.D. Gildenberg, who has examined such claims, believes that the Roswell conspiracy stories are a hoax. the world's most famous, most exhaustively investigated, and most thoroughly debunked UFO claim. Other skeptics of the conspiracy, who accept the military's version, point out that all the interviews occurred more than 30 years after the crash, and that many of the statements made in the interviews were highly questionable. For example, one witness's name was changed after it became clear that she didn't exist. Furthermore, witnesses often seemed to confuse details with military plane crashes that had occurred in the area at about the same time. All the same, a CNN time poll in the US showed that a majority of the people who responded found the UFO story very believable. Conspiracy critic Cal Korff admits, let's not pull any punches here. The Roswell UFO myth has been very good business for UFO groups, publishers, Hollywood, the town of Roswell, and the media.
Okay. Let's check the vocabulary. Altair, can you read the first paragraph, please?
Okay, on June 25,
No, 25th.
in 1925, yeah, 25th, 1957.
1940,
Pilot Arnold,
1947.
47, yeah. Pilot Kenneth Arnold was flying a plane in the northwest of the US when he saw something strange. It looked like braids or saucers flying across the sky like a small flock of birds. His story led to numerous other new histories, in which people claim to have seen similar unified flying objects, UFOs, or flying saucers.
Flying saucers. Okay, very good. Any questions with vocabulary, guys?
Saucers.
Saucers es otro nombre para decir platillo. Saucers.
Oh, okay.
Platillos en este caso.
Okay.
Okay, any other question?
Nope.
No? Okay, Ale?
No.
No, okay, Ale, can you read the second paragraph, please?
Okay, shortly on July 8th.
Shortly after.
Shortly after, on July 8th, a secret military balloon crashed near Roswell, New Mexico in the southwest. However, the local newspaper reported that a flying saucer had crashed, and the news media from all over demanded more information. Because the balloon was a secret, the military made an official announcement that the object that had crashed was just an ordinary weather balloon.
Okay, questions with vocabulary?
Weather balloon, no.
No? Okay. Andres, it's your turn.
No one questioned that story for more than 30 years until 1978. UFO lecturer Stanton Friedman interviewed a man who claimed to have seen something stranger than a weather balloon in the wreckage of the 1947 crash, and the story of a flying saucer was reborn. Although versions of that story differ, most people who believe there was a military conspiracy to hide the truth agree on these basic details. A flying saucer crashed near Roswell in 1947, and because it didn't want anyone to know the truth, the military kept the incident top secret and continues to do so today.
Questions with vocabulary?
Nope.
No? Okay.
No.
No? Okay. Altair, next.
However, many daters have been added to the history over the years. 11 additional crises has been identified. While some people claim the alien being from the other planets must have been captured, alive, and imprisoned,
Okay, sorry. Wait. Captured,
and imprisoned,
captured. The pronunciation is captured, alive,
captured and
alive,
captured alive and
and
imprisoned,
imprisoned. Okay.
imprisoned, captured alive and imprisoned by the military in a secret location. Others believe that aliens might have died in the crash and were most likely being kept frozen for research. Rural conspirant fast meet and annual conferences to debate the various versions.
Okay. Questions with vocabulary, guys?
Oh, teacher.
No, Ale?
No.
No? Okay,
Oh,
Ale.
yes.
Ah,
Imprisoned.
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 Hello.
Meter, no, es más bien
Nope.
meter en la cárcel, volver prisioneros a alguien o a alguien.
Ok. De acuerdo.
Prison es eso, hacer prisioneros o volverse prisioneros.
Ok, thank you.
All right, very good. Ale, it's your turn, please. Ale? Ale. Ale. ¿Qué onda? ¿Qué le pachó?
Sabe. A lo mejor otra vez se le apagó la computadora, como dice.
¿Quién sabe? Ok, lo leo yo.
Volví y me sacó.
Ah, ya.
No. Volví. Me sacó de repente y se quedó
Ok. Ale,
pensando.
can you read the next
Okay.
paragraph,
The
please?
military. Yes. The military eventually admitted that it had been a secret military balloon. However, Roswell experts claim to have interviewed hundreds of witnesses who say they saw evidence of flying saucer, proving therefore that this conspiracy theory must be true. B.D. Hildenberg, who has examined such claims, believes that the Roswell conspiracy stories are a hoax. The world's most famous, most exhaustively investigated, and most thoroughly debunked UFO claim. Other skeptics of the conspiracy who accept the military's version point out all. A minute, please, I can see.
Wait, give me a minute. There you
go. ¿Qué me quedé? UFO claim. Others skeptics.
Okay, Ale, time out.
Of the conspiracy who accept the military.
Time out. Nos queda un minuto, te vas a quedar a medias. Mejor nos quedamos aquí en Other Skeptics, y lo sigues leyendo en la
Okay.
siguiente. Give me a second, please.
Yes.
Okay, nos salimos.